let's get started. I have my cupcake. I have some sand colored buttercream, which I'm going to use as the base. Some hot pink for the flowers. I have 2 shades of green, which we'll be using. Some purple and some orange. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay down a base to mimic the sand that the succulents are sitting on, the desert sand. So I have this fitted with a number 12 tip. It's just a round tip, just so I can lay down some base here. And you don't need to be fussy when you're laying it down because we're gonna smooth it over. So just get some down there. Now I love my little mini spatula. This is a PME spatula and I use it for everything. So what we're going to do is smooth this over. You can use any spatula that you have. I find it easier to use with a smaller one rather than a larger one. For me, it's just a little bit more control. So you don't need to be too fussy because once you put down the succulents, they're going to be the star of the show here, and you're really not going to pay attention to the background. Okay. So I have a dark green buttercream here that I fitted with an Antico large star tip. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. It doesn't have a number on it. It's just a large star tip. Any large star tip will do. And then I have a smaller star tip, and the points on it are a little closer and a little bit more closed. And the variation in color is so very slight. You can see just a little bit a lighter green. So the first thing we're going to do is take our largest tip and we're going to lay down a nice mound which is going to simulate the center succulent. Now when you're doing this, you need to make sure that your bag really touches and sticks to the buttercream you've laid down so that it won't fall over, because you really need a good base for this because it's going to come up kind of high. So I'm going to stick it and then give it a little jiggle, whoops, and come up. Okay, so that's exactly why you need to make sure it sticks. Almost touch the points to it. So just so we don't have a problem, I'm going to go back and I'm going to stick my spatula in here and just kind of stick it down to the bottom. That is not going to be a problem and it's not going to show because we are going to pipe other flowers around the edges. Okay, so you see I indented a little when I did that. So what I'm going to do is take my lighter green with my slightly smaller star tip, and I am going to cover right over that. I'm going to make sure I stick it down and just make a little smaller succulent. And then I think I'll put another one here. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is take my spatula and I'm going to tap this down a little. It came a little higher than I really wanted it to come. And I'm going to fit my pink bag with, let's say, a 21 tip. That's an open star tip. Okay. Any star tip will work for this. So make sure your bag is tight, give it a twist, and then I'm going to lay a nice size flower on top of here, and then just pull away. Now we need to put some flowers on these smaller succulents that we made. So I'm going to grab an 18 tip, which I used to make that flower. And screw my coupler on. the bag a twist, and I'm going to lay down a couple of little flowers here just to bring these cacti to life. They're so much prettier with a little pop of color on them. Okay. Now I have my smaller bag fitted with a 32 tip. And this is, again, a little variation on the greens. Probably not much from the second one, but I'm going to give my bag a twist. And I'm going to lay down a couple of little tiny ones in the front. Now I'm going to switch out this 32 tip. And I'm going to use a 6, which is just a round hole. Tighten that up. And I'm going to use the 6 to make these spiky cacti here. I'm not really sure what they are, but that's what we're making. Okay, so I think I'll lay a few of them right in here. Give your bag a little twist. Let's see if I can do it this way so you can see. And you're going to build up, build up, build up, and then pull. Build up, build up, build up, and pull. So you can do as few or as many of these as you want. They add such character to this little bouquet here that we're doing. Maybe we need 1 or 2 more. Okay, that one didn't work, so what we're going to do is just get rid of that one and do it again. There we go. So there you have it. We have our spiky flowers. Now I'm going to go back to the purple. And I have a 15 on here. We're going to tighten it up. And we're just going to give these little front flowers a little bit of character here with a colorful flower on top. There we go. So you can see how that little bouquet is starting to come to life. I'm going to switch over to my pink. I'm going to take off the 32 I have on here, and I'm going to put a 352. I'll show you that one up close. That's a petal tip. You can use it to make leaves. Okay. And I already used it before with the pink, so that's why you see the pink on this one. Let's tighten up our bag. And I think I'll put a few of these petal type of cacti in the front here. So I'm gonna, okay. One thing about using a petal tip, when you're trying to make a flower or a petal of a leaf, what you need to do is make sure that the point is at the top and the other point is at the bottom. You don't want to hold it so that you see the V in this. You want to hold it so the points are on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to stick it down and pull out. Stick it and pull. Stick it and pull. And maybe one more. Okay. So there you go. We have a little cluster of those. Now maybe I'll put one more thing right here, but I don't think it needs much more than that. Now as you can see, every succulent is different. Every cupcake that you pipe will be different, but they have interest. Even if you wanted to serve these in the same bouquet or in the same dish, you know, they're all just going to be a little bit different, and that's great. So how about if we use some purple? Let's use some purple. I am going to switch out this tip. That is a 15, and I am going to go to I'm going to go to a 21. And I'm gonna put a few, tighten up my bag, and I'm gonna put a few of these spiky flowers coming out. Let's try that again. There we go. So you can see the interest that has added to this. Really cute. I hope you try these soon.